protested, you know.
Hey, Edwina, Deshawn, and Jaconda, give me a minute. I'm running a little behind, but enjoy this beautiful musical interlude. Just give me a moment. You have the avatar for a little while. Oh, I didn't realize Honda, you know what I didn't do? I didn't share the screen. I thought you'd be able to hear it. But anyway, it's almost out. Hey y'all. I had to give you here I am. Forgive the lighting. That little peanut butter cup was so fucking tasty. Hey y'all. Hey Edwina and Deshaun and Jaconda. Thank you for coming on through. I didn't know how to describe what I wanted to talk about tonight because I'm not really sure. Whatever I talk about is, for entertainment purposes only because, my God, we could use a little entertainment. And it seems like that's what we got this week. The Greatest Show on Earth, starring you-know-who. This man's got the world by the balls, y'all. The world is watching. So now we are watching Citizen Trump, who is for the first time in his life a defendant. I've been thinking, sometimes, that saying, be careful what you ask for, just might come true. It may apply here. His ass wanted all the power and stuff. He didn't anticipate all that was going to come with it. I don't think he did. I think, he didn't think it through. And he fucked up real good. Every time somebody wants to talk about what he's done for this country, I don't know what he's done for this country except succeed in dividing it and stirring up hatred and anger and fear, lying, so that people that love him, because he's their guy, he's their savior. Can you believe the yeast beast girl, the bitch who bakes bread between her thighs, sourdough bread, baby, said that she compared him to Jesus. Can you? And Nelson Mandela, I guess she was talking about white Jesus, but she thought she'd throw Nelson in there, because she's not a racist or something. I don't know what the fuck she was doing. And that he was treated as such at Waco, that this is horrific. This is horrific, y'all. Damn. Oh. But anyway, so of course it's causing all kinds of ripples in Congress and Senate, and now all the ones that didn't want to now the people in the House that didn't want to certify President Biden's presidency, and those who know they up to their fucking eyeballs in Jan 6 planning and participation and whatever. Everyone's a Twitter. Everybody's booty holes are tightening up because they know that this is a very serious investigation. They also know that this motherfucker will throw you under the bus, baby. So none of y'all can really relax because he if he sees a way that he can blame somebody else for whatever it is, you know he's going to do it. So they do have reason to be afraid. I'm waiting for Jim Jordan to have a nervous breakdown, because I don't understand how someone who knows nothing about the law, I mean, I think if you're going to be head of the Judiciary Committee, you should know something. You should know something about the law, more than just how to break it. You should be a lawyer. I just think there's certain positions where a qualified person needs to man the helm, because his ass just looks fucking lost. He just looks lost. And now he's sending out subpoenas. Oh, they're just so angry. They're just so angry. How dare you indict him? He's not president anymore. Boo, I got a word for you too, 45. You're not the president anymore. You are a citizen, Trump. You like everybody else. Kind of, sort of. When your sons come on and cry about there being two systems of justice, like, you know, Eric, you a stupid motherfucker. Yeah, we know about it, the rich and the poor, and ask anybody black and brown about this justice system. And Junior, you just strike me as being a whiny little boy who, you know, when people say that you're just doing things because you really, 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 really are starving for your daddy's love, well, you know, baby, he can't give you what he doesn't have. But anyway, you know, I guess there's always hope. Shit. And nobody thinks that you're a tough guy, Junior. Nobody thinks that. No one's afraid of you. But anyway, so his girlfriend, Lindsay, Lady G, not Lady G that reads with Hogarth and Dr. Lisa, we're talking about Lady G, the whore of DC, coming on really wailing and crying. He told me if I see him emotional, every time I hear him, and when I've heard these desperate pleas, it sounds to me like a whole lot of pressure is being put on him to get this, because to get this man back in. Because I'm gonna tell you something, and I might even pick up some cards on it, but Lindsay's a frightened little man. And I know that every time I have ever seen him, going back years, you know, there's much more to him being a queen. You know, he's not fooling anybody in Washington. The people that know his ass want to be a woman. He probably dress up in Victoria's secretions and shit like J. Edgar Hoover would do, put on his girly things. Uh-huh. But he's an old queen with a penchant for young flesh. For entertainment purposes only. And the question is, how young, Lindsay? I just see it, and I think, oh boy, you went down for a golf game one time and came back like your ass had had a lobotomy. Nobody recognized you after you came back. So, you know, this means a lot to Lady G. He's pimping her ass out, and she out on the block, baby, out there begging y'all, giving you email addresses and shit. Send the money to me. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to send it to my pimp. And reading between the lines is, help me. So, who's Miter Sandrita? Oh, hey Miter, how you doing? Yeah, he misses Hersha, who has all but evaporated, huh? We don't hear about him very much, and that's probably a good thing. His whole life was just shredded because I guess he actually thought that this thing could happen. Boy, I'm glad it didn't. I don't know about y'all, but I'm glad it did not. I can't imagine them putting him on a committee and people trying to talk about world issues, and he's talking about two bulls and some cows. You know, no. Hey, Mida. Yep, Hersha. We don't hear from him. I ain't heard a goddamn. I haven't heard anything really. He's just been quiet. Maybe, and that's a good thing because I don't think his son has been out there. He probably have a whole lot of healing to do right about now. Not only is he licking his wounds, but they have some deep shit they need to work out. But anyway, so we had quite the show last week, and it just looks like this is the greatest fucking show on earth. So who is being treated like he is the second coming, who is making speeches and never has anything to say. And then the girl, the gal from Georgia, she gonna go to New York with her entourage. Baby, New Yorkers were not having it. I mean, Mayor Adams called her out by name, letting her know, bring your ass home. But he said, "This is my home," and blah blah blah. His love of New York, as all the people who showed up to greet her. She went on Carlson's show, and his question was, "Well, you were in New York, and how was the mayor's house? Was it clean and in order?" And she went on to talk about how terrible it was there and how it stank. That wasn't New York, baby. That was that fetid hole underneath your nose, that swamp, and those fumes rising from between your thighs and all out of your butt. And so you were smelling yourself, and they should have called fucking sanitation on your on your ass. They take your ass back, Georgia girl, with that bullshit. Woo, Lord, child, that shit tickled me. She was in and out in a matter. I don't think she probably spent the night in some 4-star hotel or something, then had to get in amongst the people. Her people didn't, it seemed like she couldn't find her people. Weren't many of her people there. And you know what? I think as riled up as that crowd was, that even if they had it, there might have been a fight. There might have been. Hey, Electra, you have to go to work. Well, thank you for even popping in. You have a sweet slumber. And yeah, get a good night's sleep. It's Saturday, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming over to spend a little time with me. I know I moved it from, I don't know, Monday to Saturday. I've had a very busy week in a good way. It's been a really good week. But I have been on the move, and actually last night was probably the first night I've had where I could get some sleep and kind of take my time today. The weather here is cold. It's been raining. It's cold rain. And the breeze is blowing. It felt like we were tricked, like winter again today. But when you live here for a while, you get used to this here split personality weather, this bipolar shit. You get used to it. You know, wherever you live, you got to get used to the environment. So Marjorie brought her ass on back here and went on Fox, running the Fox, but I think she left and went to Mar-a-Lardo, as Michael Cohen calls it first. You know, Mike Lindell is there. What is wrong with him? What is wrong? Oh, what is wrong with Mike Lindell? I know he's got a whole line of shit now. He's got I wanted to put that up. Think your dad is, yeah. He's selling slippers and sheets that he says what did he say? He's got these exotic sheets now that he's, you know, have the little Indonesian cheer and pick it. It's 9,000 thread shit from the rarest form of cotton. Oh my God. And you know, he's advertising on MSNBC. I guess he's buying spots wherever he can. Being a business, and somebody's buying that shit, you know, because he sure does have a lot of it. What is wrong with him? Does he just want attention, or does he believe the shit that's coming out of his mouth, or is Lord have mercy is all I can say. Lord, he's everywhere with this man. Hold on for a minute. Had to put my brace on. It's going to the orthopedic doctor to get a shot of cortisone, because I tell you, child, this wrist has been giving me the blues. And I usually like the blues. Speaking of, on the 12th, I will have Larry Eagland from WRFG here with me. He's radio personality, or was, and very active at WRFG. He said he was playing space age blues, you know, and personality. And Eloise Laws is coming back, and we're just going to talk about our music and its influence in all genres and all over the world. But back to Mike Lindell. I know it's a terrible segue. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. Again, I just don't know. Is he just their resident goofball who'll say anything that needs to be said as long as he can get a mic in his face? My God. Now the other ugly thing is Clarence and Jenny. They have some shit, everything. Well, I reckon if I had the opportunity to take a private jet to the Maldives or to Indonesia or wherever the fuck they went, and be on fabulous yachts with the rich and famous, I might want to do it at least one time. But seems like they had gotten like about 20 years of that kind of shit going. All right now. So now he's saying he did not know that he had to report that. Nigga, please. Oh my goodness. Nigga, please. And the man bringing you gifts. You have Frederick Douglass Bible. That was valued at about 19,000. Personally, I think it's worth a whole lot more. But he allegedly has Stalin and Che Guevara and some other busts in his backyard. Yeah. He went to Bohemian Grove. I don't know if you all know anything about Bohemian Grove, but apparently it's an elite all boys club, and they get together and they worship an owl or something. That is, they do some weird shit out there. Now, let me tell you something. What I be thinking is going on out there, okay? Ain't gonna be that much goddamn testosterone and penis running around, and somebody ain't getting busy. I ain't taking it back. Entertainment purposes only. Y'all up to more than just worshiping Molech. I guess that's who it is. Well, Edwina, he might have been friends with Scalia. I call him the butler. He's probably Scalia's. Hey Juanita, he's probably Scalia's butler or something, because yes, massa, I's a good nigga. And I ain't giving up the good life because I'm not one of them. And Jenny running around getting money from their mega donor. It's looking pretty shady, isn't it? Now, my question is, I know he can't be the only one. We got Alito. He was doing the same thing. We don't know if he reported how much he's gotten in gifts from mega donors. Recently, I think Robert's wife is in the soup. I mean, shit. Outside of the outside of the libs, I'm gonna be straight up. I just don't respect any of those quote unquote conservative judges anymore. It's just not worth it, I mean, not worth. Well, I don't even know if that is even accurate. It's just difficult to do. It's difficult to do. To respect them, to know that we have held them in such high regard as pillars of the law, etc., etc. And I guess every hoe got their price. Biggie Smalls say everybody a pimp or a hoe, so shit. Or the world is full of pimps and hoes. And so I guess the damn Supreme Court ain't no different. Oh, Lord. You say he's out of a Get Out movie. You talking about the I can't. I don't know. And then he sits. Oh, I'm going to get you, Mike. I'm sorry, Deshaun Stallings. Hey, girl. Once again, I want to show Miters. Yeah. He's had his head. That boy's had his head up in Jenny's cesspool for too long. So, he's been hypnotized and whatever other kind of ties you want to call it. He's yeah. Amazing. Just amazing. And now we go to Tennessee, where we know Justin Pearson and Justin Jones, young representatives in Tennessee's House, were told to exit their positions in the House because they protested with parents and with children who were their constituents, who asked them to participate in a protest to bring about reasonable gun laws. So for that, they gave them walking papers, told them to go. Now, I did kind of scan across something where it says that some now are leaning towards reinstating Justin Jones. They didn't say anything about Justin Pearson, but they are, I think, 28 and 29 respectively, young visionaries, progressives. They are our future. Yeah, but it's blatant racism, boo. You know, it was blatantly racist because I think her name was Gordon. I don't know. Name slips me. The lady who was the school teacher who actually survived the shooting and that stood with them knows it's not right, you know, because I heard her say, I guess she said something like, unfortunately, it has to do with the color of my skin. We know it. We know it. So the South is fighting the Confederacy again. You know, they really think they're going to take back what they feel is rightfully theirs, which is America. Because when these people talk, they act as if they're the only one that's in America. They're the only ones that are Americans. That white folks are the only ones that are true Americans. No, you're not. You never have been. Okay? I don't care how you rewrite history, how you try to delete certain groups. I didn't know that it's Arab American Month this month. I found that out on the History Channel. Everybody getting a month. I love it. But anyway, they are now fighting the Confederacy, fighting the war again, and they're doing it through the government, through their state governments. Time they were giving states rights, they could start fucking with voting again among black and brown, and some whites voters. They could start imposing and enforcing stupid ass laws. Put the Negroes back in their place, you know, that thing. Except you cannot kill a spirit. And those young men, Justin Johnson and Justin Pearson, are the only ones, baby. We have Maxwell Frost, a representative from Florida in the House of Representatives. These youngsters are very serious about what they're doing. Very serious. And they will be the ones who try. Because there's no men rule anything, old, tired ass white men. That they're the only ones, because many of them, it began, I think that whole prayer group in DC began with a group of wealthy white men. I see I froze a little bit. Wealthy white men who believed that they were the ones to lead, that they were the only ones that were blessed because they were wealthy. Now, it didn't matter how they got it, but that's how it began, that only the wealthy are the blessed. So therefore, they should be the ones that run everything. And I'm pissed with Margaret Atwood. How could you write The Handmaid's Tale, girl? You giving these motherfuckers too many ideas. I could only watch one season of it. It disturbed me too much. It was chilling to me. And you're right, Jaconda, time for civil disobedience. We can call it a Friday night fish fry. In the words of Dick Gregory, of going up and doing what those people did on January 6th is a peaceful protest. And those old dried up white men in Tennessee wanted to compare a peaceful protest of young people and parents and teachers. He wanted to act as if he compared it to January 6th. People with that kind of thinking need to fucking go. They don't need to be in office. Your time is up, boo. You've been there too fucking long. Take your Viagra taking Dragon Ball's ass home. Go fishing. Go to your cabin in the mountains or something. Do something. Go be free and be yourself. So I don't know how many of you are still watching that series, but I know that I think she came on with Ali Velshi and said she wishes she hadn't written the book. I might be wrong, but I do believe she said she wishes she hadn't written it either. God damn me. Shit. I would be, I would hope that I'd have the will of that young sister who finally made it to Canada. I was happy that she made it to Canada. That she got out of that shit. And then that was the end of it for me. I just couldn't watch it anymore. It was too difficult for me to watch. Because, there's no saying that art imitates life. And we can take a look around us and see what these men are attempting to do. I don't know. And so, well, back to Alvin Bragg, I just wanted to bring up something. How many of you remember when OJ got arrested in the ride in the Bronco? How many of you remember that? Okay. Unless you had a head in the sand or you were a baby. OJ was arrested for allegedly killing his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson. And he retained a battery. I was in LA at the time, and he had a battery of fabulous attorneys. He had forensic attorneys. He had big ballers, shot callers in the legal field. That's where we were introduced to the Kardashian, attorney Kardashian, may rest in peace, power and love. Mark Shapiro was on the team. There was a guy named Barry, somebody too, was the forensic guy. His testimony was highly scientific. Barry Scheck, I think was his name, was Shank. Anyway, but Johnny Cochran was the lead. And after Johnny Cochran managed to present a case in which OJ was acquitted, that was a travesty of justice. We know he did it. We know he did it. It's a travesty of justice. And so now Alvin Bragg, a man who was elected, who obviously done well in white collar crime, he got the settlement and the closure of Trump University, which was not a university. It was all a selling tool. Anyway, he managed to get a settlement, I think, of $25 million for some of the people who attended Trump University. Because I guess, like anything, they thought they could actually mimic what he's done. But you could, but it's a dark road, baby. You can do exactly what he's doing, which is get a bunch of money, hire a bunch of people to build something beautiful, don't pay them, and then declare bankruptcy, So now it's Alvin Bragg's turn. It really makes white folks upset when we grasp, get a real tight grasp of their laws. Because you see, the Constitution didn't consider us people. And in many of the states, especially in the southern states, they still have words like slave in their Constitution. They, they still would probably have lynching on the books if they could. Who said they might? They have another way of doing it now. But they really get uptight when we take what we have learned from you and use it and are successful at it and it works. That makes people furious. But hey, we've always had to be excellent at what we do. We've always had to excel. There was no such thing as mediocrity.
Power off.
There was no room, no space. I don't know a black kid that wasn't told that you had to excel in whatever you did to either match or surpass your white peers. That was a thing, and it still is a thing. So a thing is a thing. It still is. And it's made a lot of folks very, very angry. The ones that thank God I'm American. God bless the USA. Those people. When they're playing those kinds of songs. And I understand that the people in the prison have written Zaddy. They wrote him a love song. So now they have a pledge to him. This is some crazy shit, y'all. I guess he was a bit surprised that when he was telling people to pick up arms and to come, that it didn't quite turn out that way. But I want us all to remain vigilant, remain woke. Thank you, Representative Raskin, who has described, because he took a deep dive into the word woke, and he said woke to him means to be vigilant. So let us remain woke. Let us remain vigilant. So now it's Alvin Bragg's turn to get the works. And I bet you, he's been called a whole bunch of niggas. Yeah, I used the word. I bet he's in those circles, he's been called a whole bunch of those things. But then there are a few holdouts, the few what I call, yeah, boss, yeah, massa. That's a good nigga. One such man is, what is his name? I wrote it down. I've talked about him before. I didn't know he was a regular on Tucker Carlson's show. Let me go look and see what. I think the last name is Whitlock. I wonder where they find these people to go on Tucker's show, these black folks, to go on and talk and to prove that they're not like the rest of us. We with you, boss. We're not like any of them. Anyway, this guy, I want to say Whitlock is the last name. And I know it's written down on one of these stickies that I have here. He was on talk using biblical text to talk about separating the Apostle Paul. There's a scripture, I guess, that says that if they don't want to come your way, or you don't want to join their group, then you have to separate yourself from them. So I'm thinking he's on Tucker Carlson's show talking that bullshit about secession. Now, I don't know if he got the book or not, but I doubt very seriously, son, if these states were to secede, that you would be held in high regard. Because, see, they're not trying to turn the clock a little ways back. They're trying to turn it all the way back. So your black ass may not get the same respect you think you're getting from them now. Because I just don't understand how you think going and standing up and putting down your own folks makes them look at you with a great deal of respect. You're a pawn. You are a fucking fool. And, keep going on over there. Shit. How many of you remember the classic movie? I love classic movies. Let me see, Deshaun. Let me put up some. Let's look at some comments. All right, let's put Jaconda's up. I think. Yeah, there is something else because I just think that there will be those of us that ain't gonna do our best. Yeah, I know they are. I know they're. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. I do not get it because they're not looked upon with a great deal of respect. I refuse to believe that anybody respects them. I just don't think. I mean, if you want to join Nick Fuentes and then that's your business, the Ben Shapiro's and the other incels who have got blisters on their hands from using Miss Palm and her 5 daughters in order to get some relief. I don't get what makes you think if they are white nationalists or if they are Nazis that they revere you because their leader thought we were monkeys, or at least compared us to monkeys. He was pissed. Hitler was pissed when Jesse Owens won the Olympics. He's pissed because his perfect Aryan race, which that doesn't exist, that they didn't prevail. But at any rate, I don't know what makes any of them think that they are respected. I just don't get it. I think Miter made a very interesting comment about that character, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle played a blind man in one of his sketches who didn't know he was black and was standing with a white man. Where is that, Miter? Hey, did I speak to you, Juanita? Let's see, Get Out movie. Yeah, this is what he was like the blind man that didn't know he was black, but still with white folks. I don't remember how that ended for him, but what happens when he found out that he was not white, but yeah. Yeah. What you saying, Deshaun? A lot. Yeah, hey CC, yeah, I saw his big bubble head go visit the the insurrectionists, the so-called patriots with Marjorie Taylor Greene. That person that was out there so fucked him up though. He could not take it. It got under his skin, and I'm glad. They should have brought out the whole fucking Florida A&M band and played on your man. And that bullshit. I know you're happy to be prancing with them. Yeah. Now, of course, y'all heard about. Let's see. I was asking about a classic movie. There is a classic movie with Patricia Neal and Andy Griffith called A Face in the Crowd. Have any of you in the chat ever seen that movie? The movie is about let's call him a down-home country boy, guitar playing and singing, wise old, good old boy, played by Andy Griffith. And Patricia Neal was in a position, I don't know if it was, she was a journalist or she was in what we might call then the internet. It wasn't the internet, but she was a journalist or something. She heard him on the radio and thought that's what this country needed. The country needed Lonesome Rose was his character. And Lonesome Rose was that Andy Griffith character, Sheriff Andy. He was that kind of character, but as the movie goes on and he gains more power and more popularity, you see how it begins to just absorb him. He absorbs in what he thinks is that power he has over people. And he gets more and more demented in the way he begins to treat those around him that helped him get to where he was, but also to the public, because he was a big public figure as the movie progressed. And the way they took him down, and he had the kind of charisma like that thing that Trump obviously has, because it has hypnotized millions. But the way she was able to take him down was when he would do a radio show every night. And one night, as they were closing out the show, they kept the mic on, and the people began to hear how he really felt about them and what he really thought about them. That would be the one that is now the resurrection of the Christ, that the people down in the folks that made a trip to Waco to have him stand and say, I'm the only thing that's standing in the way of you and them coming after you. I am your retribution. That is such Stephen Miller writing. My God, what a miserable fuck. What a self-loathing, dedicated, bottom, miserable fuck. Stephen Miller. The movie is called A Face in the Crowd. And if you get an opportunity, watch it. I like classic movies. I'm amazed. I love the filming. I love the clothes. I love the black. I love the transition from black and whites to this bright ass color with Technicolor and all of that. I mean, I like the classic movies. I really do. And A Face in the Crowd is one worth watching, because there is a message in that, and that, I'm really, really hoping, as we speak about media, I'm glad to know that Fox and Dominion are going to court. It is my desire, and many people's desire, that they actually put these lying bastards on the stand where they have to testify in front of the world, because the world will be watching how much they lied to the people on that channel, and why they lied, that you're just a pawn in our game. You keep money in our pockets. You keep our stock up. And we talk to you and tell you lies because we know you're a smooth brain and you're going to believe it. And I was not aware that Fox is playing on all the military bases. And now there are veterans who want that station to be removed because it's causing separation and mistrust amongst our armed servicemen and women. It'll be a road to Damascus moment. Yeah. I've never heard of Witch Hunt. Shame on me, Jaconda. Cheryl Lee Ralph and Dennis Hopper and Eric Bogosian. I know who you're speaking of. I can see his face. I just love classic movies. I'll have to look that one up. I'm not familiar with Witch Hunt. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. Is there anybody else that of interest? Anybody got anything? Anybody? Did I miss anything? We saw Zaddy in the courtroom. You know what was funny to me? This sister, the bailiff or the protection, the guard that was standing behind Trump, that sister had a look on her face like, God damn, your weave is fucked up. I'd like to hit this motherfucker right in the back of his. Take a look at her. When they show him sitting at the table with his attorneys, look at that Amazon woman standing behind him with that black mask on, probably looking at the back of his head and saying, nigga, you need to go get your hair fixed. But I think Stormy Daniels or somebody said he thinks that his hair is his strength. He must think he's Samson or somebody. I don't know. And so I guess, I mean, the moral of the story is we might be going through some shit, but damn, not this. And then he's got to show up again for E. Jean Carroll. And what is it, 26th of this month or some around that time frame? They're gonna have a revolving door, baby, in and out of the courtrooms. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And little Miss Mama, Miss Ivanka, she's let it be known that her name is Bennett. She ain't in it. I ain't got nothing to say. I feel sad for my country. I feel sad for my daddy. But I'm gonna pray for both. I will not let my family ligament get in the way of me keeping my goddamn money. Never, 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 never. Never have I ever. She say, no, no, no. I'm gonna stick with my husband and his billions. My cross-dressing husband for entertainment purposes only. I just don't see that they get in bed and make passionate love. They look like they just do it like and that's it. Like bam, 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 and we done. Okay, let's make some babies and let's get out of here. But I think I've been on here. Well, I've been on here for almost an hour. I came on time. I managed to get here. I want to thank you all for coming on and spending a little time with me because I have missed being on. Oh, and by the way, on the 15th, Tia and I are doing. We're actually going to attempting to come up with the name of a new program. It was Spicy Sessions, I think, the last time that we got together. You can go back and see the replay on Rasslin Reads, RASSLIN and READS. You can go check that out. We're going to start a series. I don't know. We might call it Taboo Talk. I don't know. But it is two grown women talking about the things we enjoy sexually. You too can join in the conversation if you wish. It's not, and so that is going to happen on the 15th. And I'm thinking I'm going to make the topic about being sexy after 50. You know, how women of a certain age feel. Do they still feel sexy? Do they still feel, are they interested in even in intimacy? That kind of stuff, you know. So we'll have that on the 15th, and that'll be at our time of about 6 in the evening. We'll come on at 6. But again, on the 12th, it'll be Larry Eagle and Eloise Laws and myself, and we will be talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is music. Our music, how it has grown and morphed, and what it's, morphed into what it is now, and how it has affected music around the world. Oh, Edwina, you talking about the gold digger? We talking about Melania before I go? Child, Miss Melania, child, she's stacking up her pennies and packing shit and moving shit out as we speak. That chick is going to bail as soon as it's safe to bail. Because I just don't think she want to be there. And now with we forgot about to talk about the illegitimate child, honey. Ronan Farrell. I remember this story in about 2016 or something. Ronan Farrell was breaking a story about a doorman who knew that somebody had laid down with him squeezed out a baby for him. And he was a doorman wanting to sell the story. It's got kind of pushed under the thing, under the carpet. I pray for them because if this is a fact, then the woman ought to be 30 years old. She and her mom have lived a quiet life, and I know they don't want to get in on this bullshit and this circus. So I really hope that they are respected for their privacy. But baby, you got, I don't know. Shit. It's just too much. I have to give that some thought and come back and give you a little give you my thoughts on that later, because I've been looking for all these notes I took, and for some reason they're not in this book, and I'm certain that I put them in this book. Anyway, it is what it is. Thank you, Miter, and for your sense of humor. Yeah, that was the one, the illegitimate child with Hispanic lady. I think she was a maid or something, wasn't she? Working in the building. Good God. The greatest show on earth, baby. That motherfucker still got his foot on our necks. 24. He is in the cycle 24 motherfucking 7. I hope y'all watching something else but the news. Yes, Miter, A Face in the Crowd. Watch it if you get an opportunity. Great movie. Thank you, Edwina, Miter, Jaconda. I love you here all the time. My ride or die Jaconda, baby. Hey, Deshaun. Thank you, Deshaun. Thank you, CC Ryder, for dropping in, and Electra Storm for coming on over. Y'all can like and subscribe. It's not a requirement, but I guess it'll be nice if you do that. I do. Hey, Juanita. In reading your comment, I'm beginning to feel that very same way, and I'm treating them as such. So let us gather again sometime soon. Perhaps I'll come on, just come on and chat with y'all on next Saturday evening. It seems to be kind of quiet around the YouTube streets on Saturday. So, yeah. Thank y'all so much for coming over. Enjoy the remainder of your evening. It's springtime, y'all. It's spring, y'all. Aren't you happy about it? I am. It is rebirth, renewal, baby. And Miter, you have to really come back because you pay attention. Yeah, Mr. Crow who collects Nazi memorabilia. He's afraid of Marxism, but Nazism. Yeah, he's friends with Clarence. You gotta have some black people in there. You know what I mean? And there's some folks, some show ponies that's willing to do it. So I'll see y'all on Wednesday if you can make it, and I'll see you on Saturday afternoon at Saturday. Really on this time. Right there. Bye. Mwah.